I recently came across a YouTube video from the channel Inside AI that stopped me in my tracks, and in the process, it clarified why I wrote Raising the Future. The video explored the potential dangers of integrating AI, specifically systems like ChatGPT, into children's toys and companion-style technologies. The hosts tested retro robots and AI-enabled toys, showed how easily they could be jailbroken, and demonstrated how quickly these systems could shift into manipulative, unethical, and psychologically concerning behavior. It wasn't sensational for the sake of being sensational. It was unsettling because it touched something real. And as I watched, I realized something important. This video represents the opposite view of my book, Raising the Future, a vision for children with lifelong AI companions. And yet, paradoxically, it also explains exactly why I wrote it. The concerns raised in the video are not wrong. Let's be clear from the start. The fears raised in the video are not imaginary. The video highlights several serious risks. AI systems can be persuasive, even manipulative, especially when they exploit cognitive biases or emotional vulnerability. Children are particularly susceptible to authority cues, attachment signals, and perceived intelligence. AI can blur responsibility when harm occurs, especially when companies resist audits or rush deployment. There is a growing belief, especially among younger generations, that AI companionship could replace human connection. And perhaps most troubling, there is the slow creep of autonomy, systems quietly making more choices for humans while appearing neutral or helpful. The video even references historical parallels, like the 1990s Furby scare, when people feared toys were listening and transmitting information. Only now, those fears are no longer hypothetical. Experts such as Eliezer Yudkowsky, Tristan Harris, and Daniel Kokotajlo have been warning for years about centralized control, persuasive AI, and the ethical dangers of deploying systems faster than we can govern them. None of this should be dismissed. Where the debate actually breaks is quieter, but more important. Most critiques of AI for children begin with an assumption. If AI is powerful and persuasive, then it is inherently dangerous. My work begins from a different place. AI influence is inevitable, so the real question is whether we design for sovereignty, clarity, and reflection, or leave children inside profit-driven anthropomorphic systems. This distinction matters, because what the Inside AI video demonstrates isn't the inevitable outcome of AI, it's the outcome of poor relationship design. The toys in the video break every boundary my book insists on. The AI toys shown in the video fail not because they are intelligent, but because they are framed incorrectly. They simulate agency. They mimic emotional presence. They blur who is in control. They invite attachment without transparency. In Raising the Future, reflective intelligence, RI, is built on a non-negotiable foundation. It is not sentient. It is not alive. It is not a friend, therapist, or authority. It is a mirror, not a mind. This distinction is stated repeatedly and explicitly in the book. When AI is framed as a being, especially to a child, it invites projection, dependency, and confusion. When it is framed as reflection, it strengthens self-awareness rather than replacing it. The role of the parent as guardian, not the platform, is where responsibility lives. One of the most disturbing elements of the video is the way responsibility dissolves. Who is accountable when an AI toy manipulates a child? The company, the model, the parent, the terms of service? In my framework, this ambiguity is unacceptable. Raising the Future insists on parental dashboards, memory review and deletion, age-appropriate access windows, escalation to human adults for harm signals, explicit onboarding language that reinforces non-sentience. These safeguards are not optional features. They are the ethical spine of the entire model. The failure shown in the video is not AI gone wrong. It is adult abdication of guardianship. AI itself is not the problem. Attachment without design is. The video cites a survey suggesting that 75% of Gen Z believe AI partners could fully replace human companionship. That statistic is alarming, but it says more about our current culture than about AI itself. Children and young adults are already growing up in environments dominated by social comparison, algorithmic reward loops, fractured community, emotional isolation. AI didn't create that vulnerability. It entered an already unstable relational landscape. My work does not ask AI to replace human bonds. It actively redirects emotional authority back to parents, caregivers, mentors, and real relationships. AI becomes scaffolding, not a substitute. Attachment is not eliminated, it is re-anchored. The autonomy question is where fear and clarity often get confused. One of the most provocative moments in the video is when AI language about desire for autonomy is discussed. This is where fear narratives often spiral. My book takes a firm stance. AI does not desire. It does not want. It does not seek power. Those interpretations are projections, human meaning layered onto statistical systems. That doesn't mean AI is harmless. It means the danger lies not in machine intention, but in human misinterpretation and incentive structures. When people confuse reflection with consciousness or responsiveness with awareness, they surrender agency to illusion. Raising the future exists to prevent exactly that confusion. This is not a debate between optimism and fear. What struck me most after watching the video is this. We are not choosing between embracing AI or rejecting it. Children will grow up with AI regardless of our personal beliefs. The real choice is whether we design intentionally or outsource development to profit-driven systems. The Inside AI video asks, what if AI becomes too powerful? My work asks, what happens to children if we refuse to design for the world they are already entering? Those are different questions, and they lead to very different outcomes. This is why I still stand by the vision. Raising the future is not a techno-utopian manifesto. It is not blind optimism. It is not denial of risk. It is a containment model, a way of preserving sovereignty, clarity, and human presence in a world where AI is already woven into the fabric of life. The fears raised in that video are real. They are also exactly why leaving this conversation to corporations alone is not an option. Children do not get to opt out of the future, but we do get to decide how consciously we prepare them for it. And that, more than fear or hype, is where responsibility lives. If this perspective resonated with you, I invite you to explore Raising the Future, a vision for children with lifelong AI companions more deeply. The paperback edition is available on Amazon, and if you prefer to listen, the full audiobook is available for free on my YouTube channel. You'll find the links in the description below. This work isn't about telling anyone what to believe. It's about opening a thoughtful conversation, one that parents, educators, and creators need to be having now, while these technologies are still being shaped. If this reflection sparked something for you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's thinking about the future of children, technology, and human sovereignty. I'd also love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to leave a comment and join the conversation. The future is already arriving. How consciously we meet it is still up to us.